Hey guys, welcome back to Vegucated. I'm Sophie, and today I'm going to be talking about emotion regulation. Sorry if I'm looking down, I'm just referencing some notes here. Also, I apologize if the lighting is bad. It is nighttime, so I don't have the natural light helping me out. So, anyway. Let's start off by talking about what is emotion regulation. Emotion regulation is a person's ability to effectively respond to strong emotional situations. Emotion regulation helps to dilute these negative emotions, which can lead to a better understanding of what caused the emotional ordeal. The goals of emotion regulation, there are a few. Number one is to understand and name your own emotions. That means identifying, observing, and describing your emotions and know what emotions do for you. Number two, to decrease the frequency of negative emotions, which means to stop unwanted emotions from starting in the first place. And to change unwanted emotions when they start. Third is to decrease emotional vulnerability. Four is to decrease emotional suffering. And this means reducing suffering when painful emotions overcome you and to manage extreme emotions so that things don't become worse. So let's jump into understanding and naming emotions. Some factors that make emotion regulation hard are lack of skills, reinforcing consequences, moodiness, rumination/worrying, myths about emotions, and biology can interfere with changing emotions. Emotions are complex responses. Changing any part of the system can change the entire response. Learning to observe, describe, these can all help you regulate your emotions. What do emotions do for you? What's the purpose? Emotions motivate our behavior and prepare us for action. The action urge of specific emotions is often hardwired in biology. Emotions can save time in getting us to act in important situations and can be especially important when we don't have the time to work things through. Strong emotions can help us overcome obstacles in our minds and in our environment. Emotions can also communicate and influence others. Our facial expressions are hardwired aspects of emotions. Facial expressions communicate much faster than words, and our body language and voice tone can also be hardwired. When it is important to communicate to others or send them a message, it can be very hard to change our emotions. Whether we intend it or not, our communication of emotions influences others. Emotional reactions can give us important information about a situation. Emotions can be signals or alarms that something is happening in your life. Gut feelings can be like intuitions, a response to something about the situation. This can be helpful if our emotions get us to check out the facts. Now, a word of caution. Sometimes we treat emotions as if they are facts about the world around us. And the stronger the emotion, the stronger the belief that the emotion is based on fact. So an example of this is, I feel unsure, I'm incompetent, I'm afraid, there must be danger, I love him, so he must be okay. If we assume our emotions represent facts about the world, we must use them to justify our thoughts and our actions. Now this can be trouble if our emotions get us to ignore the facts. Let's talk about what makes it hard for us to regulate our emotions. Biology is number one. Biological factors can make emotion regulation harder. Lack of skill, you don't know what to do to regulate your emotions. Reinforcement of emotional behavior. Your environment reinforces you when you are highly emotional. Moodiness. Your current mood controls what you do instead of your wise mind. You don't really want to put time and effort to regulate your emotions. Obviously, this is a problem because we want to be able to regulate our emotions. Emotional overload. High emotional arousal causes you to reach a breakdown point. You can't follow skill instructions or figure out what to do. Emotion myths. Myths about emotions get in the way of your ability to regulate emotions. Myths that emotions are bad and weak lead to avoiding emotions. Myths that extreme emotions are necessary or are a part of who you are keep you from trying to regulate your emotions. And that's not what we want. The first thing when it comes to regulating emotions is to be able to identify what emotion you're feeling. This means finding out what the prompting event is, interpretations of events that prompt your emotions, biological changes and expressions of emotions, expressions and actions of emotions, after effects of emotions. Take a shot every time I say emotions. So the question is, how do we change and regulate these emotions? Changing emotional responses is difficult, but it can be done if you use your skills and you keep practicing every day. So, changing emotional responses. The first thing you want to do is check the facts. Check out whether or not your emotional reactions fit the facts of the situation. Changing your beliefs and assumptions to fit the facts can help you change your emotional reactions to situations. Number 2, opposite action. When your emotions don't fit the facts, or when acting on your emotions is not effective, acting opposite all the way will change your emotions. Number 3 is problem solving. When facts themselves are the problem, solving the problem will reduce the frequency of negative emotions. So how do we check the facts? Number 1, ask, what is the emotion I want to change? Number 2, ask, what is the event that's prompting my emotions? What's going on right now or in my life that's making me feel these things? Number 3, what are my interpretations, thoughts, and assumptions about the event? Think of other possible interpretations. Practice looking at all sides of the situation and test your interpretations and assumptions to fit the facts. Test your interpretations and assumptions to see if they actually fit the facts or if you are just in your emotion mind and not thinking clearly. Number 5, ask, what is the catastrophe? Imagine the catastrophe really occurring and imagine coping well with the catastrophe. And this can be through problem solving, coping ahead, or radical acceptance. Radical acceptance means accepting a situation for what it is, accepting that you can't change a situation, accepting that it is what it is and you're gonna get through it. Number 6, ask, does my emotion or intensity actually fit the facts? Check out what facts fit each emotion. So one of the best ways to deal with and identify emotions is by using opposite action. And opposite action means doing the opposite, obviously, of what your brain is telling you to do. The important thing to know is that every emotion has an action urge. You can change the emotion by acting opposite to its action urge. So for example, if you are struggling with an eating disorder and your urge is to not eat dinner, using opposite action would mean that you go and you eat dinner anyway, even though your brain is telling you,
no, you shouldn't eat dinner.
That's an example of using opposite action, and that's great. Let's talk about how to do opposite action step by step. So step 1, identify and name the emotion. Step 2, check the facts to see if your emotion is justified by the facts. Step 3, identify and describe your action urges. Step 4, ask wise mind, which is your clear thinking mind, your non-disordered mind, the logical part of your brain. Ask wise mind, is expression or acting on this emotion effective in this situation? Most of the time it is not. Step 5. So if your emotion does not fit the facts, or if acting on your emotions is not effective, then these are some things you should do. 1. Identify opposite actions to your action urges. 2. Act opposite all the way to your action urges. 3. Repeat acting opposite to your emotion urges until your emotion changes. I think I want to make a whole video about opposite action and how to deal with crisis situations, but this video is getting a little long, so I think I want to end this here. I hope this was helpful and not all over the place. I'm going off of a lot of the things in my treatment binder from when I was in treatment. A lot of this stuff is very helpful, and this is where I get most of my information. So I will continue to look through this binder and come up with more videos. Don't forget to keep checking our channel this week because it is National Eating Disorder Awareness Week in Canada, and we're going to try and be posting a video every day this week. So keep checking in. Thank you for watching our video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you want to see next because we love hearing from you. And we will see you when we see you. Bye everyone.